They say that if you want to know the story of someone's life, look into their eyes. If that's the case, then these people have had some crazy lives. From people's eyes which look incredibly scary, to amazing and beautiful eyes seen around the world. Some of the eyes on this list look like they're from a different planet, but all of these are real eyes that anyone can have. There's just an incredibly rare chance that you'll run into anyone with these kind of eyes. Tattooed eyes. We all know people with tattoos. These are normally something small like their parents' names. Some people go a little bit too far and tattoo their entire bodies. But I bet you thought the one body part you can't tattoo is your eyeballs. Well, Johnny Nobody is about to prove you wrong. That's right, Johnny Nobody is a tattoo artist. He first got into tattoos when his dad tattooed his name on his arm, but after he got way too into tattoos, he began to tattoo his eyeballs totally black. But there's actually a pretty interesting backstory to Johnny's eyes. He says that he often gets night terrors, and he sometimes sees a monster with black eyes. So to overcome this fear, he became that same creature and got totally black eyes. He also said that when he was a young kid, he would draw black eyes all the time. He would apparently draw these all over the house, making his parents pretty mad. But I can't imagine his pain threshold to get his eyes tattooed black. Johnny says that if he went back in time, he would not do it again. That's because his pupils can no longer dilate. This means his eyes take in lots of sunlight, hurting his eyes. That's because without any white in his eyes, they don't reflect any light. Silver eyes. In 2016, a couple from the USA named Chris and Erin Austin were in China. They were going there to adopt a child. That's when they found one girl at an orphanage who'd been abandoned by her parents. She was shunned as a monster because she had piercing silver eyes. Sadly, other kids screamed and ran away from Primrose. That's because she has the most amazing eyes in the world. Her eyesight is impaired because of an untreated childhood glaucoma. She used to have totally silver eyes, but after she had them treated, they're now a bluey silver color. But as you'll see, she has no visible pupils. It also clouded her cornea and made them very sensitive to light. The Austin couple received an outpouring of support on social media, and many people pointed out how beautiful Primrose's eyes look. It's so nice that this Chinese orphan was adopted and she's now in a great home. According to her parents, she is making great progress and is finally having a happy childhood. Green eyes. Believe it or not, green eyes are not all that uncommon. However, only 2% of the world's population has them. This kid, however, has green eyes, but also something extra strange about them. This 7-year-old kid is named Ping, and he's from Japan. He recently got lots of media attention because of his amazing green eyes. They look like something from another planet, not just because of the color, but also because he has no visible pupils. Amazingly, Ping has no defects whatsoever. He can see perfectly. The only thing is, his pupils are the same color as his eyes. This gives him kind of an alien look. But personally, I think it looks pretty awesome. Eye popper. On the surface, Kim Goodman looks like she has eyes like anyone else. But if you ask nicely, she'll show you an amazing and kind of creepy talent. She holds the Guinness World Record for the most protruding eyes. That's because she can literally pop her eyes out of her head. It looks like movie special effects, but this is totally real. Amazingly, this causes no damage to her eye sockets. Her talent may not be all that useful, but it sure is entertaining. She's been on TV many times, including on the David Letterman show. Now, you're probably wondering, does it hurt Kim to do this? Well, the answer is no. She says she doesn't feel a thing. She also has 20/20 vision. Pupillar duplex. It's pretty well known that humans have two pupils. That is unless you have this rare condition. That's right, some people actually have two pupils in their eyes. This goes all the way back to ancient China. In 995 AD, the Minister of State for China had two pupils. This man was named Liu Chung, and he was very feared by the population. He had a total of 4 pupils across his 2 eyes. And even some today have this rare condition where they have 2 pupils. You can actually see what this looks like in real life, as there's a wax figure of the Chinese statesman in Ripley's Believe It or Not. Cyclops baby. There's an Indian saying which goes, all humans are the same. After all, we all have 2 eyes and 1 nose. But that's not the case for this baby. This baby was born with one single eye, making her a cyclops. This baby was born in Egypt in 2015. It's thought that radiation exposure may have caused this defect, but the condition is not something mythical. It's called cyclopia and is somewhat common. Heterochromia iridum. No, I did not just cast you with a magical spell. That's actually a very rare condition affecting the eyes. This condition does not actually affect your vision, instead only the appearance of your eyes, and it can be found in humans and animals. People with this condition usually have two different colored eyes. The most common combination is brown and blue, or even more occasionally, green and blue. A few years back, a 7-year-old boy from Oklahoma named Madden was being bullied for his eyes. Other kids at school would tease him for his distinctive look. But that's when he found someone who had his same condition. Only it wasn't a human, it was a cat. What are the chances that this kid found his cat doppelganger? Less than 1% of the world has this condition. But I personally think it looks pretty beautiful and awesome. Sapphire eyes. As a general rule, the darker your skin is, the darker your eyes are. But that's not the case with one South African boy named Adrian. He has bright blue sapphire eyes, much brighter than even people from Nordic countries. Blue eyes is actually a mutation which began thousands of years ago near the Black Sea. But it spread to humans all over the world, and now everyone can have blue eyes, no matter what you look like. Adrian's parents were stunned when he was born with sapphire eyes. That's because their eyes are both brown and black. But sometimes genetic mutations can cause unexpected people to have blue eyes. Adrian was born with what's known as the Waardenburg syndrome. This is fairly common among kids in South Africa. Personally, I think this condition makes you look absolutely amazing and beautiful. Huge eyes. You may have seen people with fairly large eyes before, but I'm sure you've never seen a 2-year-old with eyes quite like this. Melanie Martinez is from Minnesota, and recently she's gone viral for having gigantic eyes. Her mother, Karina Martinez, gets compliments every day about her daughter's huge dark eyes, but she struggles to know how to respond. That's because they're actually the result of a rare genetic condition. This is called Axenfeld-Rieger, which is a rare condition which affects the development of eyes and the glaucoma. Melanie was diagnosed with this at about 1 week old. Her eyes may look amazing, but the syndrome actually affects her cornea and her iris. Her glaucoma can also damage her optic nerves. This increases her eyes' pressure, which makes them appear larger, but it can also cause blindness too. In a viral Twitter thread, her mom wrote about her struggles. She said she just prays that her daughter will always know how beautiful she is. But she also said that she's always left with a weird feeling after getting a compliment about her daughter's eyes. On the one hand, it looks amazing, but it also may cause her daughter lots of problems down the road. 3 colored eyes. We've already seen people with 2 different colored eyes, but what about a 3-in-1? These are the eyes of a 12-year-old boy named Arju from Jaipur. This is a region in Rajasthan, India. His eyes are a mix of green, yellow, and grey. And there's also a ring around his eye's cone, which really makes them stand out. Arju was also a magician who entertains his village with magic tricks. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below who had the most unusual eyes on this list.